Jack Purcell. Scissor me, daddy ass. Louis Perry, here comes. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. Faces and Heels Podcast.
Welcome to the Faces and Heels Podcast. Whoa, it's feeling unstable here, Louis. No, wait, that's WrestleMania. We're going to talk about that. Louis Perry, Jack Purcell, we're here again, the Faces and Heels Podcast. We're going to talk about a few guests we got coming up later, but we have a lot to cover with WrestleMania, and I think there's a whole lot of instability going on, and I got to say, I'm going to air a few grapes about people who so far are nowhere to be seen on the card.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's great. I'm still feeling a little bit underneath the weather. Those of you who watched last night and listened to Emily and I, you know that I'm feeling this way. WrestleMania. You notice ever since Vince came back, things went to hell. Am I the only one? Am I the only one seeing this? Hey, Eric, what's going on? Thank you for stopping in. But am I the only one noticing this? Ever since Vince came back, it's like the wrestling world went to hell. It just crashed. Everything just died. It's like the wind came out of the sails. Dogs and cats living together. It's mass hysteria ever since this man came back. I mean, he's like a poison. He's like the Black Plague. He's like rats. It's like, well, what the hell? He comes back. Bray Wyatt, oh, I'm hurt again. I'm this. I stubbed my toe. I'm taking my mask and going home. What the hell? And I mean, it's pretty bad even when Brock Lesnar is like, nah, dude, I'm leaving. Why? Ever since he came back, it's like, nope. It's like everybody is just like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's odd, man. We definitely got some Vincey kind of moves going on. Eric Hunting says definition of out of touch. Totally. I mean, look at the women's division. I think that's probably the most telling thing that I'm seeing right now, because not only is there a very limited amount of women on WrestleMania, aside from Vince's favorites like Charlotte, but there's very little going on Monday Night Raw. Think about it. Charlotte Flair, Vince McMahon's favorite. Her opponent, Rhea Ripley. What the hell is she doing? She's still standing around with her thumb up her ass at ringside. Why isn't she wrestling? Why aren't they building her up?
Rhea should be decimating everybody, not just the guys. She should be in that ring, flipping people, pinning people, just bulldozing over everyone. And what do they got Asuka doing? They got Asuka going in the ring, taunting Bianca. That's it.
In high heels too. Like, what are these run-ins in high heels about?
I'm like, oh, she's going to break an ankle doing that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Let her come out with the face paint on. They have to show some fierce stuff, you know. But the guy's an idiot. He just needs to go away. Triple H needs to say, Dad, I love you. I respect you. Go home. That's what he has to do. You know, ever since he came back, it went to shit. Plain and simple. Pardon my language, but that's what happened. And it's so disheartening.
Right. And the ones who are getting the showcase are Vince's classic favorites: Austin Theory, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair. It's the same old, and it's really becoming obvious now when you look at it that way. And you're seeing some of these other people like Damian Priest doesn't have a match for WrestleMania. What are they going to do with Damian Priest? I don't know if this is true or not, but I read that they are not doing a battle royal at WrestleMania, even though they have 2 nights to fill. And that kind of utilizes a lot of the people on the mid or undercard who otherwise would be, backstage at catering. But apparently,
then why 2 matches? Then why 2 nights rather? Why 2 nights?
Why 2 nights? Right? That's a question, because they easily have the roster to do 2 killer nights, And that's what I don't understand about what we're looking at right now. Because you got Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. We know that's ending night 2. That'll be great. Best build. I love the promos those guys are doing
But
back
what
and
are they
forth.
going to do with Cody when it's over? They have nothing for him.
Yeah, they got to work it out. It's a good question. I
They
don't
have
know.
nothing
I
for
mean,
Cody is a one-trick pony. And when he's done, it's over. The story is done. They have nothing for him to do. It's over.
they got to start something big. I mean, Karrion Kross, another guy, nowhere to be seen on WrestleMania. What about Karrion Kross against Cody Rhodes? That might be a first program for Cody. That would be great, but you got to find a logical way to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, right now for Bray Wyatt, I think Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt that would save Bray right now. A program with them, a skit with them would be perfect. Okay, let them two go at it because I think that would fix that one problem. As far as Cody, I personally don't know what to do with him. I mean, he's not his dad. He's not his brother. He's Cody. What do you do with him?
Can I throw an
Once he
idea at you? I got an answer.
absolutely go ahead. Absolutely.
So here's what I think, and I think you're going to like it too, because you and I agree about some of this. Is one of our mutual favorites. But I think Monday Night Raw, Cody comes out, holds the belt up, he's all beat up, he could barely walk, whatever it is, and then Scarlett comes out, does her entrance. Scarlett comes out, and Cody Rhodes' wife is at ringside. This is how we kind of introduce some kind of rivalry. Cody's woman's there, Karrion Kross comes out, he submarines Cody Rhodes. Scarlett's attacking, Cody's wife. That could get interesting. And not that I want to see a mixed tag match. I don't, but I just feel like that could open up something where you're touching on another nerve that we haven't really talked about at all since his tenure in WWE this time around.
No, that's true. Eric comes in with another comment.
Oh, yeah. Eric says, I can't believe they squashed LA Knight on Monday Night Raw. Again, another guy nowhere to be seen on the WrestleMania
Yeah,
card.
now
Cody squashes him.
now again with LA Knight. Vince brings him in before the whole thing, changes his name. Triple H changes his name back to LA Knight. And now the dude is getting beat every week. Every friggin' week he's getting beat. To me, that's Vince playing petty games, punishing this guy.
Right.
Okay? That's what's happening there, Eric. Plain and simple. Vince is, oh, yeah, I'm going to teach him. And he's going to lose. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what he's doing. And he just needs to go away. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, even Walter or Gunther, as we're calling him, another guy who apparently Vince, quote unquote, didn't get. We've got him apparently in what looks to be a triple threat match with
Against two of Vince's favorites,
one of our
Sheamus
favorites.
and Drew. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That is going to be a banger of a match. Three of the stiffest cats in the game today. That match is going to be by far one of the best matches of the night. That is a main event by itself, and it's going to steal the show because Sheamus and Gunther stole the show at
Yeah,
Clash of Champions, Clash of the Castle. That stole the show.
great
You're going
match.
to throw Drew in that mix? Oh my God. There's going to be chops heard around the world. It's just going to be unbelievable. And it's going to tear the house down.
I
Okay? It
agree.
is.
I
It's
agree.
going to. Eric, again, coming very talkative tonight. Eric comes in with another
Eric,
comment.
yeah, Eric says wins and losses don't matter till you bury the shit out of the guys. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like Braun
Ex-
Strowman, I wouldn't say is buried. He's lost a lot of matches, and I think good. I mean, I don't think we need Braun Strowman to be in there dominating, getting world title matches, but he's
Well,
not
don't forget
buried.
Vince kicked him out. Vince got rid of him too.
Right,
You,
right.
you, you know,
And
even
he,
as
yeah,
much as Braun or Adam, whatever you want to call him, Titan, as much as he kissed Vince's ass and told Vince, "Oh, if I don't work for you, I'm going to be all done." This, that, and the other thing. As much as he did that, he still ended up coming back and controlling his own narrative, and he was doing the thing. And when he came back hard. He was doing the thing Vince comes back. Oh, you're what, Ricochet? Oh, you're going to be losing. You're going to win this. They started up a program with him and Omos. That stopped. It went. We forgot about it. What the hell?
Well, it turned into his dumb comments about flip floppers, and then Ricochet beat him, and then it transitioned
Yeah.
him into being a tag guy. But yeah, I mean, that was his own dumb fault. He shouldn't have said that. But I mean, there's a WrestleMania. I don't want to sound like I'm like disappointed about it. I think there's a lot of great matches. Seth Rollins against Logan Paul, regardless of what you think about Logan Paul, is going to be a great match. There's no two ways about that. And like we just talked about, there's some great ones. But Brock Lesnar against Omos, I mean, I think the little program they had, the promo, it suited its purpose, made sense. It was okay. But that botchy clothesline attempt over the top rope was very telling of what we're going to see at WrestleMania and the sloppy, disappointing work that we'll see for 5 minutes.
The only thing I saw was Brock and almost shake hands into pulling. I did not watch anything of Raw last night.
Yeah, well, that led to a clothesline over the top rope that did not go well.
It's just a shame. I'm not a Brock fan anyway.
Yeah.
Getting back to let's talk about Logan Paul and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I got 10-1 saying Logan Paul is going to end up in the hospital again. The dude's an unsafe worker. He is. Is he good in the ring? Yeah. He brags too much. He's too cocky. Every match he has, he ends up in the hospital because he's unsafe. Seth is going to put him down in the hospital. He'll put on the show of a lifetime. Yeah, he'll be fine, but he's going to end up hurt. He is reckless. He doesn't care about who he works with. The only thing he cares about is making himself look good. He doesn't care about his coworker. He's going to get himself hurt. He got hurt with everyone he worked with so far, and now he's messing with one of the best there is today. He's going to be in the ring with Seth freaking Rollins. No. He's going to get hurt, and once he gets hurt, he's going to get hurt bad, and then he's going to blame all the boys and blame the business. That's exactly what's going to happen. And then, oh my God, he's going to take his ball, go home, and then there's going to be hell to pay because he's going to blame the company. Yeah. Watch. Mark my words.
Eric Hunting says spot monkey, which he is, but look, let's face it. He's green.
Well, where is that comment? I don't even see that comment.
What do you mean? It's the most recent comment.
No, it's not here.
Oh, I see it on my screen. Oh,
it's not showing up on the board.
Weird. All right. Well, hey, yeah, I'm watching out. I'm watching out for comments. But we can call him a spot monkey. But the thing is, he's an unusual performer. He's excellent. But
no, he is a spot monkey. Eric is 100%. There it is, right there, 712 spot monkey. He definitely is a spot monkey for sure, and he does not care about his coworker. He's gonna get hurt again, plain and simple. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna hurt himself, or he's gonna hurt somebody else. But definitely a spot monkey. I agree with Eric 1,000%.
I'm looking forward to the match, though. And we already talked about the 6-woman match with Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. Should be fun. Let's hope there's a payoff. I can't imagine it doesn't involve Trish doing some kind of a turn. If it doesn't, I'm not really sure what we're in for here unless they change the match. There's a title change beforehand or whatever. But apparently Ronda Rousey, another reason why this WrestleMania looks a bit unstable, Ronda Rousey apparently has an injury. So Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey may or may not be involved in WrestleMania at all.
Well, that's a shame because Shayna should be up there with the best. She should be up there outclassing Natty. She should be getting a major push. She had a push. Oh, excuse me. Again, not feeling well.
Don't vomit.
She had a push. She had her main event at Mania when she wrestled Becky for the belt after she won an Elimination Chamber. She should have got put over there, but it didn't happen. Why? Maybe because Vince came back? I don't know. But Shayna should be champion by now. She should have been a champion by now. She's amazing in the ring. She knows how to work a crowd. She's not boring. She can cut a good promo. The fans like her. Don't know.
I like her too. Yeah, I think you're right. She
She's
certainly was
definitely
deserving
not
of a push.
Lacey Evans. Definitely not a Lacey Evans.
And definitely, yeah. Yeah. And what's the other one's name who was like the manager who I can't stomach? I'm blocking out her name right now.
Oh, the Hit Row girl?
Sonya Deville. No, Sonya Deville.
Oh my
God
God!
Almighty!
Yes.
Can we please just retire?
Hold on one second. I gotta plug in my headphones here. Something wrong with it. Typical USB. You got to flip the cord around 8 times before it fits.
Hello.
So Sonya Deville, actually, she got arrested for having a gun registered in Florida and New Jersey.
Yeah, that wasn't a great move. Eric Hunting says Baszler is underutilized. 100%. We all agree. For sure,
yes.
She is. Like, let's see them do something with her. And again, we have so many women on this card. Like, how about Shayna Baszler against Piper Niven? Could we do that? How about, Mia Yim, Natalia? We got, I don't want to see her against Liv, but Raquel Rodriguez, even Chelsea Green, who right now is a joke, but I like her. I think she'd be really great. Why aren't we doing this? Maybe they will. There's 2 nights, but so far, women, aside from the 2 title matches, are pretty much, not non-existent. We got the trios.
Well,
but
let's do this. Vince, Piper, Vince, Dewdrop. Okay. Now, maybe they're going to bring back Vince is here. And now, yeah, no, you were supposed to be Dewdrop. Now they changed your name back to Piper. I don't like you no more. So, yeah. And Eric comes back in and says,
Vince is mad she didn't get the vampire gimmick over. That's funny, Eric. I think you're accurate.
Yeah, he just needs to go away.
Yeah.
That's all. Now, I got a thought in my head, and I don't want it to come out because I don't want karma to come after me at all. And I just not at all. I don't want karma to come after me. But on a day that some people would say will be a dark day, do you think people would rejoice?
On what dark day are you talking about?
All right, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. Like, if I don't know.
Are you suggesting if Vince dies, will people be happy?
I think karma's calling me. You said it, not me.
Just trying to be clear for our listeners and viewers. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we're not wishing death on Vince.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm just saying. I mean, what do you think the general consensus would be if that happened?
I think people would appreciate the many decades of entertainment he's provided. Look, the guy is done.
Wow. Eric Hunting says, "Wow."
Yeah. Look,
I bet you he laughed though.
Say that Vince wasn't a giant force in the world of pro wrestling, maybe the biggest
of course not
pro wrestling. So I mean, come on, how much are we going to really talk smack about him? But he's super out of touch and he's ruining the product, and that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is. Now, I bet you, Eric, I bet you did laugh, or if you were drinking some kind of liquid, you probably spit it all over your phone or screen or tablet, or even your television. You probably spit it out just now. So please tell me if you did laugh out loud for that joke. It was a joke. I just want everyone to know that. It definitely was a joke. We're not wishing ill. Now, Eric comes back and says, maybe. Of course he did. Now I'm going to feel bad if I wake up tomorrow morning. Breaking news. I'll be like, oh, shit.
Breaking news. Local idiot falls downstairs.
Excuse me.
So how about Bray Wyatt against Bobby Lashley? Look, I'm kind of excited about it, but now, like, what are they going to do? So, if are we going to bring Braun Strowman in as a replacement, like the
Well,
NXT
we
house
we
show?
don't know. We don't know yet. There's still time. What exactly is going on with Bray? We get so many different reports that he got hurt, that he walked out again because of creative differences. We all know what the creative differences are. We know it's him and Vince again. So it's like, what's going on? People are saying now. There's also reports that everyone in the back are very disappointed in Bray. Okay, so that's because if everyone's in back and they're disappointed in Bray, is it because he walked out? We don't know. If he did walk out, is it because of Vince? Pretty much because everyone else was letting him do what he wanted to do, which got him over. But you have to admit, once Vince did come back, a lot of this stuff happened. Alexa's been off TV. Everything just went away again. So it's like everything we're all hoping for went. But maybe is this one of Triple H's things? Hey, let's put this out there and let's let people start talking. Let's let people start gaining interest again. Let's let people think, and then we'll bring, we'll spring it on people. We don't know. WrestleMania is still what, 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away,
3.
3 weeks away. Yeah,
Not a lot of
we
time.
had not at all. They need to do something
And let me just
for
say,
sure.
I know I know how you feel about this, but I just want to make sure that we're clear. Does anyone? I know how Lewis feels. I know how I feel, but does anyone in the audience tonight have the slightest interest in seeing Edge against Finn Balor again? And it's okay. And I know it's Hell in a Cell. I get it, but really, why? Why are we doing this again?
Because Vince likes Edge,
I guess
plain and
that's it,
simple.
right? I mean, I guess that there's really nothing more to it. Maybe Damian Priest gets involved and makes the match interesting. Perhaps that's why he's been left off the card. I don't know.
I, but I mean, what spot will they do that's going to make the last people's spot make you forget something? It's they better just set the ring on fire and have the cell electrified. I mean, come on. I mean, eh, no, Edge too just needs to stop
Mm.
before he hurts himself. You know, it's the program has been way too long. It's not entertaining. It's not captivating like the bloodline. The bloodline what the bloodline with everyone and the side story with Sami Zayn was so entertaining, was so captivating. That could have gone on for at least another year with them treating Sami Zayn the way they did, because Sami equaled money. Okay, that could have kept going on and on and on. Is he in? Is he out? Is he in? Is he out? Okay, but this whole thing, no. Eric Hunting comes in with another comment.
Eric, I like what you're saying. After that promo, we might see the demon. So maybe a purple and white version of the demon. Is it enough to keep us interested?
Ooh, new color scheme. Yeah, maybe,
I know an
maybe.
artist who could design that for them.
And then, yeah, me too. I don't, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see Edge anymore. I don't. It's and the whole thing with Dominic and Ray. I don't want to see that and anymore either. Eric says that he knows a guy. Um,
Dude,
I because like, are they going to announce that match? Dominic versus Dom
Right.
Dom or
Yeah,
Dum Dum.
we know we're getting Dom versus Ray. That one's obvious. But is it a retirement match? Because now Ray has been announced as being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So what's that
Hmm.
about? Who knows? And then we're gonna get the Usos against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Whatever.
Well, I'm thinking Jay is going to do a turn on Roman, turn on Jimmy, and because I'm telling you, my theory still stands. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just the whole thing with Vince is just he came back and the world went to hell.
Yeah, I mean, and look, on top of all that, I couldn't even keep track of them all, so I had to write down some of the names. Shinsuke Nakamura, am I missing something, or is he absent? Like, what's going on? Why isn't
He's
Shinsuke
still in
Nakamura in there?
Japan, I thought.
He is?
Isn't he? Because I mean, I liked him and Boogs together, but they're not together no more. I mean, like Rick Boogs is now did after he hurt his back or his leg, did he lose his brain? Did he become a stupid guy all of a sudden? Did he become like Eugene's cousin? That's what I want to know
Jeez.
because
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. Hey, Joseph is in the house. Hey,
Hey,
Joe, what's going on?
hey, Joseph.
Um, I I don't know what happened to him, and I don't know what happened to Rick Boogs. Great talent, strong talent. When he was with Shinsuke, he was he was awesome. Now they got him with Elias, and he's like Eugene's cousin,
Yeah,
being very stupid.
not
It's
digging it. Not digging it.
no, not at all. They had a great personality. Okay. I don't want to say a great gimmick because it really wasn't a great gimmick at all. But because it wasn't a gimmick at all, it was just great personality, great persona in the ring. And then it was just like now he's like stupid. Hey, I told him you wanted a match. I'm like, what? No, stop it. Let's go back to Eric Hunting once again. Another comment.
They definitely haven't announced or built 2 nights worth of matches. That's for sure, Eric. That's kind
No.
of what we're focused on is like what's going on with these 2 nights. And especially if you're not doing the battle royal, we have a lot of people on the roster with absolutely nothing to do. And so many people who really have to be on the WrestleMania card. Legado del Fantasma, what's
Oh, one of
going
my
on?
favorites. One of my
Imperium,
favorites.
what's going on? I mean, we can go down the list. AJ Styles, maybe he returns. Maybe we see him or they save him for after Mania. But I'd like to think somehow he'll turn up at Mania. Braun Strowman, I don't really want to see him at Mania, but he's a big name. Ricochet, nowhere to be found. The
Uh,
OC, Hit Row. I mean, where are
uh,
all these people?
I can do without Hit Row.
Bronson
Joseph.
Reed.
Oh, definitely Bronson Reed. I mean, he needs definitely to be on. Joseph comes in.
Well,
Joseph
Joseph,
says,
you're gonna mix things up here. Edge versus Finn, Hell in a Cell is gonna be awesome. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We need some other stuff to spice it up for me. Andre Battle Royal was put on SmackDown last time. Yeah,
it was the
we were
night
talking
before.
about it. Apparently, they're not doing it this year. Hit Row are not good, in my opinion. Yeah. No, we probably feel the same way on that.
No,
And
I definitely do. I think Top Dollar is just he needs more training
yeah,
for sure, and needs to hit the indie circuit, learn some respect for sure, respect for the business, respect for his peers, because he's another one like Logan Paul that's unsafe, and he's gonna hurt somebody or hurt himself. Um, Definitely for sure. Joseph comes in again. It says Lashley versus Bray is zero interest for him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you're not alone. I think there's a lot of people kind of scratching their heads over this one, and there's plenty of time to plug somebody else in with Bobby Lashley. I imagine Lashley will have some sort of an open challenge or something like that if for whatever reason Bray isn't there.
And Jack, he has another
And
comment.
yeah,
Joseph.
Joseph says zero interest in Bray in general. Not sure what happened with him. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, we've been talking about that. It's a mystery. Been kind of wondering how he was so poorly handled in this return.
Um, well, I don't think he was poorly handled in the return. What I think happened was bringing him back. The whole White Rabbit thing was brilliant. It had a lot of interest. It generated a lot of interest. But what happened was it just took too long to get him in the ring. It took too long to get him into a program. And then they got him in a program with LA Knight and all the stuff happening. It was great. It was. It was really great. But then the one match, he had one match, that was it. It's reminded me of kind of like when the Warrior came back at WrestleMania 8. They brought him back. He was with Papa Shango. It was supposed to be with Sid. Sid took off. And then it was like, here you go. And pff, he was gone. That's what this is reminding me of. Now, you had the torch passed from the Taker to Bray, but I think it should have been from the Taker to from the Warrior to Bray, because this is how I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah,
People,
but
you know,
I hear you. But the thing is, the storyline isn't going anywhere or making any sense. This Uncle Howdy guy, what? What's going on? Why did he dive off that? I mean, I don't understand any of it. I don't know as I care anymore. So they've lost me. That's a problem. That's bad storytelling. So my feeling is his return has been botched in a big way because that meant nothing as far as I'm concerned.
fair enough. Joseph comes in with another comment.
Lesnar will pass the torch to Omos for now, in my opinion, as he's supposedly leaving again for a bit.
Yep, we touched on that.
My understanding is that Brock is done with WWE. Thank God, finally. I think we've had enough. Passing the torch to Omos is unfortunate because he can't run with it. So I don't know. I guess they're going to try to do that, but I think it's futile.
Um, Almost, I think they're calling him the Nigerian Giant. Maybe they're trying to pass him off as another Killer Khan, another Andre, anything but Giant Gonzalez, please.
Woo.
Yeah, but does he have the charisma? I mean, Andre was Andre. I mean, come on, you have to respect Andre. He did. Did he have go-go juice? Did he have the moves? Ah, that was back in the 70s. That was back in the early 80s. Okay, almost can they pull this off again? Time will tell. You know. Eric comes in and says,
Eric, I'm with you. Putting Omos over doesn't necessarily pass the torch. I agree. If you pass the torch to a guy who can't run, it's not passing the torch. He's just standing there with it. So that's where I think they're at. Joseph is back and says they sold over 90,000 tickets for the 2 days as of quite a bit ago. Do we know if a lot more were sold? I don't think ticket sales are a problem. I think people are blindly buying tickets. It's just one of those things. I don't think the card matters, really. But yeah, they'll have sellouts for both nights or close enough.
yeah, yeah, I think they will have sellouts for both nights. I think what's going to happen is they're just going to throw something together in like a week before, go, hey, and you're going to have this match, this match, this match, this. They did this once before, and I'm going to say it was WrestleMania 9. Was it 9 at Caesar's Palace when they just started throwing matches out there? You had Brett against Yokozuna, and then next thing you know, they were just throwing matches out there. Then all of a sudden, you had like matches you didn't even know existed, like Tatanka versus Rick Martel just showed up on the card or something like that, and it was like so weird. I'm like, I didn't even know they had a match. So yeah, they might do something like that. Joseph comes
We
in.
skipped one from Eric. Eric says you watch because it's
Okay.
WrestleMania, not the card. I agree. Joseph says Ray versus Dom Dom will be and has been a lot of fun. I agree, Joseph. I think that it's going to be fun. We're getting it. Is it Ray's last match? Is our question. We'll see, especially with the Hall of Fame induction. Here's somebody who I would like to see turn up, and I'm saying this because I think we're going to have NXT people coming up the night after Raw, so I wouldn't want to see him get lost in the shuffle. I would like to see not Zack Ryder, but Matt Cardona return at WrestleMania in some way.
It'd be with Chelsea Green. Well, who I want to see, I want to see Cameron Grimes.
Night after, he'll be there. They're calling him up for sure. Him and Carmelo
Yeah, but
Hayes. Night after.
well, Carmelo Hayes was already on Monday Night Raw. He was on in Boston. He was there. He was on one of the dark match. So, um, and he
Right.
wrestled.
That was main event though. He wasn't on Raw.
Yeah, main event. Excuse me. I should know. I was there. I sent you pictures.
I know.
But there you go. And Joseph comes in with another comment, Jack.
Rhea versus Charlotte will be awesome if all goes well. It sure should be. It'd be nice if they were building up Rhea. Bianca and Asuka should be fun too. Sure would, but what the hell are they fighting about?
I think Bianca and Asuka will be another match of the night. I think that one is going to
Mhm.
steal one of the nights, along with Gunther and Sheamus and Drew. I think those are going to be my two favorite matches, not just because Asuka and Drew are in these matches, and we all know how I feel about Asuka and Drew. I'm not just saying that because they are in the matches. I'm just saying those are going to probably be my two favorite matches of the night because I think they're both going to be bangers, plain and simple.
I
That's how
agree.
I feel.
All sounds good. It all sounds really good. But again, like Bronson Reed, like here's a guy. Why aren't we building him up? Why doesn't he have a match at WrestleMania? LA Knight was another one. Karrion Cross. God, I think I kind of went through. Oh, and here's another one too, because maybe a good job of making us forget. But are we going to see Butch return as Pete Dunne at some point?
I hope so. I hope so. They're letting other people come back underneath their name, underneath their names that made them famous. Let's just put it that way. But with Vince being here, would he allow it? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because we all know Vince won't really.
Bad
I'm
boy
not
Vince,
sure.
bad boy Vince.
I
Joseph's back
know.
with a comment, and he's kind of alluding to what we talked about before. Is Asuka running out in Providence in normal clothes, no paint, was odd and felt wrong for the story. Again, let's ditch the high heels too. She's gonna hurt herself for no
Yep, she
reason
did this. She did
whatsoever.
that, and she did that in Boston last week as well.
Right, right. Makes no sense. I don't know whose idea that is, but it's a dumb idea on several fronts.
Oh, you know what that sound is, Jack? It is time for old school trivia. Yes, it is. Old school trivia, once again this week, is brought to you by Alternate Universe LLC at two locations, Milford and New Haven. Make sure you stop down, give them a call, find them on Facebook. Tell Eric and the gang that you were sent to them by the Faces and Heels podcast and the Angry Geek Show. Remember, Wednesday, our new comic book day, and they have amazing back issues, graphic novels, 20 years in the business, trade paperbacks as well, and collectibles and subscription services. Jack, are you ready for old school trivia?
I'm on a roll, brother.
All right. Now, for those of you listening, please make sure you go ahead and answer.
Eric, you
What
listen?
WWE talent or WWF talent? We have to be politically correct today. What WWE talent wore full knight's armor in the ring? Was it Virgil, Owen Hart, Lenny Poffo, or Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Oof. Oh boy, these are great pictures, by the way. Oh man, I vaguely remember there being a night. What the hell was going on there? Why was that happening? It wasn't Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It wasn't Virgil. I think it's down to Owen Hart or Lanny Poffo. Process of elimination here. I'm thinking out loud. Oh, Joseph says Duggan. I don't know, Joseph. Maybe you're right. I'm not very good at this game, so I might be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they made poor Lanny do it. I'm saying Leaping Lanny.
Are you sure?
No, I think it's Owen. Oh my God. Eric Hunting just said Owen. Oh,
So, who is it?
now I'm really torn. Oh man, Eric's always right. I'm going with Owen. I'm changing.
You are incorrect. It
Ah,
was Leaping Lenny
oh,
Poffo! Leaping Lenny Poffo wore the suit of armor not only in the WWE, WWF, but also at Stampede. He also wore in Stampede. It was a standing gimmick that he did in bunkhouse brawls and bunkhouse battle royals. But he was always eliminated very early in each match. It was Leaping Lenny, and Joseph comes in and says, "That's right."
see,
What
Lewis, I
Jack
should
was
have
thinking.
gone with my first instinct. Damn it.
Yes, you should have. What Jack was thinking of, and what Eric was probably thinking of, was Hacksaw Jim Duggan was the very first winner of the very first Royal Rumble. Yes, he was.
I
Big
know that
John
three
Studd
years
won.
number.
Big John Studd was the very first winner of the first pay-per-view Royal Rumble.
That's right.
But Jim Duggan won the very first Royal Rumble. Once again, we want to thank Alternate Universe LLC for bringing us this week's wrestling trivia. Once again, tomorrow is New Comic Book Day. Find Eric and the gang online at Alternate Universe LLC and get your new comic books on. They are Angry Geeks approved, and you can go over to the website and get a link right now to Eric's shop. And
Do
don't
it.
forget, if you want to advertise with us, contact us, and you can advertise with Faces and Heels or the Angry Geek Show. Just reach out to me and find out how.
Nice. Well done. Well done. So, how
Thank you.
about here's another point of contention? I'm wondering, Joseph, Eric, and all of our other listeners who are on board tonight. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, we're having problems with the comments. We had problems with comments last night too.
Well, we got a crazy snowstorm. There's like 2 feet of
Yeah.
snow a little bit north of us, or actually not far from you, Lewis. But Supercard of Honor is coming up on March 31st, day before my birthday. Just saying. And
I know. I gotta buy you something. You wanna?
oh, we'll
I
do a
got this
trade.
thing that I use to dust off my statues and action figures. You want this for your birthday?
You sure that's what you use it for?
Yes.
But they got the Reach for the Sky ladder match, which I'm really excited about. Lucha Brothers are already the first team announced for it. Should be great. And you've got a big Ant-Man head.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I got this from my birthday.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah,
Wow. Who knew there was a market for Ant-Man like that?
my kid.
You got smart kids.
I know.
So the Ring of Honor show, which I have to admit I've only seen clips of because I refuse to pay for the monthly service until they add pay-per-views. I don't know if I'm still alone on that.
No. I don't blame you for that. That is the crappiest thing ever. And I'm sure Joe, would you do that, Joseph? Joseph and Eric's comments are coming through. Last night, like I said, Emily and I were having poor comments. Yeah, thank you, Joseph. Joseph says he feels the same way. It's it's bad, very bad. And Eric says the same thing. Nope. My two boys, they want the Ring of Honor. No. And they're both over 20. I'm like, no, you ain't getting. That's a waste of money. No.
Yeah, right. And I'm loving the stuff they've got going on. The matchups sound incredible, like VSK against Eddie Kingston. We're not seeing that on AEW. That sounds great. They've got an amazing roster. They're having some incredible matchups. I'm all about it, but I can't drop the $10 for that. And then I'm paying 40 for the pay-per-views. It's too much. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, I do not blame you whatsoever. It's just it's ludicrous.
Eric says, bring back the old Honor Club and I'll think about it. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, they got a cool catalog and everything too. I'm not saying that they don't have a great product. They do, but it's incomplete. Joseph says WWE, you get way more bang for your buck. I mean, that's the problem, right? WWE spoiled us as wrestling.
Well, let me ask how everyone feels this. Do you miss the WWE network, or do you feel it's the same on Peacock?
Not as
do you
good.
feel that you feel like you're getting the same on Peacock? Because like I don't know. Like on Peacock, I don't know if we're getting the same that we got on the WWE Network.
We are not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I did not think so. I thought we got more on the WWE Network. Joseph comes in.
Joseph says, I love the new one. Not the same, but the library is rapidly getting extensive. Yeah, they're doing okay, but it's still lacking.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, a lot of the old school stuff. Um, Myself, I want to see a lot of the old. I want to see Wrestling Challenge. That's what I want to see because that's what they filmed here in Springfield.
Right.
So I want to see Wrestling Challenge. I do want to see the All American Wrestling. I want to see that stuff. The USA All American Wrestling that was on the USA Network in the morning, Sunday mornings rather. That's what I want to see. I want to see those shows. And yeah, Joe, I know it has 2 seasons so far, but they are early 80s. I want to see the more 80s, late 80s, early 90s. That's what I want to see. And
Eric says the searchability is horrible on Peacock, and he's right on the money. That's one of
yeah,
my gripes about it.
for sure. And that's what I want to see. They say, oh, we're gonna put all of our stuff on there, but here you go. Joseph says lots of TV rights to get through the 90s. Cut the commercials out. That's what they're supposed to do. What kind of rights? They own all the footage. It's WWE. They own it. Put it on. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know what they would have a problem with the rights. I don't know. Nothing I'm
Yeah,
aware of. But
that's what I'm saying. I mean, don't forget they're all contractors. So put them on. You know, it's like Steve Kern. Oh, what Skinner? Yeah, put him on. He's not Steve Kern there. He's Skinner. Put him on. So yeah.
right. So anyway, Ring of Honor, we're all on the same page for that. And if you're in the New England area, if you're in the
I
Northeast,
am.
you're willing to drive, you are, and you're maybe going to be at one of these shows. I don't know about the
Maybe.
other one, but we got
Yep.
a couple big shows just going to mention because the matchups, like we were talking about, the Ring of Honor matchups happening, incredible. A lot of the same stuff's going on here. We've got two big ones coming up on the 24th. We have Pro Wrestling Grind. That's on a Friday night. And we've got some big ones. So I'm just gonna touch on a couple of those matches. And God, I wrote them down, but I remember Becca versus Delmi Exo is going to be
Oh,
a
I
big
know Delmy.
yeah.
She's nice to me.
She is. She's just generally kind of nice. Both of them have been guests on our show, which
Yep.
we are very grateful for. But we've got a few other matches, and Joseph Alexander, who again we've
Oh,
been fortunate enough to have, is going to be facing Rip Bison for the first time ever on the 24th. So that's going to be a real
I know
contrast.
both of them.
I know you do, and I know one of them has a really cool T-shirt coming out soon. And then another friend of ours,
good, good, good plug.
shoehorning that right in.
Yeah.
Logan Black's going to be there. No opponent named yet. But then here's one that's kind of been boiling over for a while, which felt like real tension. I think you were at one of these shows where it happened. But top shelf Troy Nelson is a commentator for Grind, and
Yes,
Travis
I was
Brady
there.
was kind of picking on him, and
Yeah.
that's going to come to a head. That's going to be happening, and I don't know if it's a no holds barred or whatever, but they're going to be facing off at this show. And Perry Von Vicious against Derek Neal is also just been announced. That's going to be fun, and we've also been lucky enough to have Perry on the show.
Mhm.
So a lot of people that if you're a avid viewer of the Faces and Heels podcast, you've gotten to know a lot of these performers. So they're all going to be there on Friday at Grind.
We just got a slew of comments. Wolfie's in the house. Hey, Wolfie. Uh, how you doing, brother? Wolfie says, Mr. Congeniality, my foot. Eric says that he wishes Grind was on a Saturday or Sunday. And Joseph has a lot of words.
It says there is more to it. With some of the network shows like Superstars and Challenge, it took them forever to nail out the snafus with Superstars in order to add them to the library. Okay. Joseph also says, so happy Tony brought back Ring of Honor and is supporting it on the grand stage. Yeah, love what he's doing so far. Really, awesome. And I am
I'm just
really
hoping
bumming
that
out that I don't have the network.
I'm hoping our friend Facade is finally going to show up there. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, let's hope so, because we're seeing some mega people from all
Oh
over
yeah.
the days of old. Like, Tony Deppen was a
Hmm.
fixture on Ring of Honor. We're seeing him against Samoa Joe, some great matchups.
Yeah.
But then on Saturday the 25th, the day after Grind, and here's the reason, Eric, why Grind had to happen on a Friday. Rip Bison is going to be on the show at Limitless in Maine on Saturday the 25th, and it's going to be a three-way dance. AC Romero, who's the current champion, defending against Rip Bison and Big Beef, and there's going to be a lot of beef in the ring for that match.
Eric Hunting says, "Oh, Facade is amazing." Yeah, we have not had Facade on the show in quite a minute. Maybe we should reach out and book him and tell him people are asking about him. We
Yep.
can have him on. Wolfie's back and says, "Have you guys been checking out MLW on the Reels channel?"
I haven't been enjoying the product I've seen so far, Wolfie. I don't know. It hasn't been for me. They've lost a lot of the guys who I was interested in, and yeah, I haven't been enjoying it. But maybe I need to watch more. I might have missed out on some of it. But I know that Delmy is going to be appearing there, and we want to see what kind of trouble she stirs up in MLW. Joseph says a new episode dump of WWF Mania is coming soon to the network. It's been quite a while since that section has been updated. Also, the Coliseum home video section is really adding to the library in a big way. Those were the days with Blockbuster Video with Coliseum. Uh,
Exactly.
Eric Hunting says, "Ooh, that is going to be a Hoss times 3 match." Yes, and speaking of Hosses, Andy Brown, who we've also had on the podcast, is going to be facing off against Anthony Henry, who you're seeing on AEW a lot. That
Mm.
match will tear the house down.
Yeah, Andy, I know this background. Oh no, not this background, another background. I owe you that graphic, brother. I did not forget. It's coming your way. I will be getting it to you. So please don't beat me up when you see me.
Yes,
It's
please. We
coming.
we need them. And then
Yeah.
another match we've been
Excuse me.
fortunate enough to have Desmond Cole on our show. He's going to be
Mhm.
facing off against ECW legend Too Cold Scorpio at
Oh, hey,
Reasonable.
that's Flash Funk to you.
That's right. Reasonable Doubt, Limitless Wrestling on the 25th. Too Cold Scorpio.
That's Flash Funk to you. You just gotta let's get funky.
Yeah,
That's
you would bring out
that.
the girls and dance. That was so funny.
Yeah. Hey man, those girls were hot. Yeah, they were. You ever see those two? I know
Yeah,
Joseph did.
I
Those
saw
two
it.
girls were. Yeah, they were hot when they came out. But I mean, who would that? I mean, you had the Godfather, and then you have Flash Funk. So it was like, yeah. I mean, he was the first wrestling pimp,
Yes, not the last.
and
Not the
Joseph
last.
comes in.
Joseph says, you mentioned Carmelo Hayes. So good to see him coming up to Raws. He was an absolute standout here in New England. Well deserved.
Yeah, they even
Absolutely.
mentioned him as last week in Boston. They even mentioned him from Boston. So it was
Christian
yes.
Casanova.
Yeah, Flash Funk, haha, says Wolfie. And that's right, Joseph. They did call them the Funkettes. I want to say blue hot pants and white white I don't wear women's clothes, so I can't. Jack, you do. What do you call them shirts? Like a bra type thing? Brassiere?
Spaghetti straps.
I don't know, but they
Tube
wear
top.
you what you know what they are.
No, you see me doing the peck pop on the in the tube top.
Yeah, and that's what I know what they wore. Believe me, it's like burned into my brain. Um, no, Woofy, not a crop top. But the Funkettes, yeah, I remember when they came out. They had there was two of them. I remember.
You weren't seeing double. There were in fact two of them.
No.
Otherwise, it would have just been Funkette. Joseph Bruin says Scorpio is a great guy. Just booked him for a virtual signing. Nice,
Yeah,
awesome.
well, you know what? Let's we got to actually Joseph has a great show coming up this summer. Joe, why don't you put the dates down because it's eluding me right now. I do have a lot of ARE events in my head that obviously you know that I have to um, plan on working. Why don't you give us the date of your show so we can plug it right now? I know you're working hard on it. So why don't you give us the date and the venue of that date so we can pull it up, because you are ARE friendly, so we can talk about that right now. And because we definitely have to have you on to talk about this.
For sure.
Joseph is a promoter, and he is having a wrestling show. So for those of you listening and viewing on public access and on Pod TV, if you're in the Rhode Island area, the New England area, make sure you come and see or get tickets to come to Joe's show. Meet some legends, get some autographs, get some pictures, and we're just waiting for confirmation. And here you go. Jack, read that.
All right. Joseph says, I appreciate it, guys. New England Fan Fest 8 will be Saturday, July 29th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Crown Plaza Hotel in Warwick, Rhode Island, which I have been to. ARE family will be there with a Rhode Island Comic-Con booth.
Wait a minute. Does that mean I'll be there, Joe, with Rhode Island, or will I be there as a fan, or will I be there with Faces and Heels, or will I be there with Angry Geeks? Or I'm confused now because I'm a part of all of it. So I'm a popular guy. Well, anyway, with that being said, just go to New England Fan Fest. It's gonna be a blast. You have to go. It's a definite Angry Geeks approved event. It's a Faces and Heels championship event. You gotta go there. The superstars that Joseph brings in is fantastic. Okay? Absolute fantastic. You can get your tickets right there. We're gonna book Joe on the show in the coming weeks, coming months. We're gonna talk all about it. I knew Joe for years, and he's a cool cat. You guys are gonna love him.
Nice. Yeah,
and Wolfie.
Immortalseats.com you can go to. Yep. Wolfie says Nadine and Tracy were the Funkettes. Wow, deep dive.
Wow, he Googled it. All right, Jack, we're coming up on the hour. Please tell everyone where they can find you, get some fantastic artwork, and where they can find you each and every week.
Yeah, well, you know what? Before we even talk about me, let's make sure we talk about next week's guest, which is the Money Dragon, Angelo Carter, who I love speaking with. Awesome guy, really fun, knows a lot about a lot. So it's going to be really fun to have him on. If you're around next Tuesday, make sure you're here. And if you got something else going on, cancel it, because that's going to be at 7 p.m. next week, right here, Faces and Heels, at the angrygeekshow.com, YouTube, Pod TV, we're all over the place. But in terms of commissions, if you need some artwork, hit me up, Jack Purcell Inc. You can see it right down here on Facebook, on Instagram. Private message me. I'm open for commissions. I have a cool project that I'm doing right now that I can't talk about yet, but something cool coming down.
Is it a t-shirt?
Towards the end of the year. No, I can talk about the t-shirt. And it might have Rip Bison and Perry Von Vicious on it, and you might be able to find it at Pro Wrestling Grind. So,
okay,
just saying. But where can we find Lewis Perry?
You can find me each and every Tuesday night right here with my tag team partner like no other, Ink Slinging Jack Purcell. You can find me on my personal Facebook page, Lewis Perry, and I'm almost at 5,000. people, so I just start deleting people. And you can find me each and every Monday night with my sister from another mister and our sidekick right here. You have been watching The Angry Geek Show on Pod TV. Visit our website today. And for guest bookings, email us at theangrygeekshow@gmail.com today.